Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 things I think Rockstar needs to fix, change, or add to Red Dead Online. Now, so far, I think it's been a terrific start to the beta, and we've even seen Rockstar make some adjustments, but I feel like there's a couple more things that they could do before they end up getting this thing just right. Now, as always, with discussion-heavy videos like this, it'd be awesome to get you guys involved in the comments. Let me know what you think Rockstar should do next in terms of changing, adding, or fixing content for Red Dead Online. Now, before we get started, I want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Moot. So what is Moot, you might ask? It's a community platform dedicated to streamlining the LFG process, as well as sharing news, memes, guides, and more information about today's most popular game. It's also a great place to find teammates for casual or competitive play. There's even a looking for teammate feature that will allow you to easily choose your platform and which game mode you want to find teammates for. You can stay up to date on the latest reviews, highlights, even memes of your favorite games. You can earn Moot coins by engaging with the community. There's an insight voting system that will allow you to upvote or downvote content. You can navigate through various lounges to see what's trending in the community. For me, I'd probably be best fit for the Red Dead Redemption community and the GTA one. And there's a plethora of open game lounges with plenty more coming soon. And if you don't see your favorite game on there, just request it. It's available on Android, iOS, and PC, and the best part is it's 100% free. So check out Moot. I will leave a link to that in the description. So with the number one spot today, and the first thing I'd like to see adjusted is the gold bar pricing. And I think Rockstar is going to get there. I also think that eventually gold bars will only be for cosmetic items. As it stands right now, you can buy horses and some other things with gold bars, and that really isn't cosmetic because horses give you a direct competitive advantage in race modes and free mode, etc. So I do believe they'll eventually get there with that, but at the same rate, I'd also like some items like making a weapon hammer gold not cost like 24 gold bars. That seems a little bit ridiculous. So because we're very early on in the beta, I am going to give them a little bit of leeway here, and they have been doing some very generous things, giving gold bars and money back, but that is something I'd like to see adjusted. And I know that's technically their microtransaction money, so maybe they're allowed to price it a little bit differently, or maybe the gold bars can be priced a little bit more expensive because you could technically buy as many gold bars as you want, but I still think that that needs a major adjustment. Sort of building off of that, at the number 2 spot today, I'd like to see items continue to get cheaper for cash payments. So we saw Rockstar do that with weapons and some other items like Horse Reviver and Provisions, how they started to make some of those items cheaper. In fact, some of the weapons are 40% off, but I don't think they've done that with everything. I think weapons was a big start, mainly because there were some way overly expensive items like the Mauser pistol and some of the sniper rifles. But I think even horses and clothing and accessories and upgrades to the camp, all of those need to be a little bit cheaper. As it stands right now, it's still difficult to make money in Red Dead Online, but items are still pretty pricey. Now, things have definitely gotten better, which I'll give Rockstar credit for, but they're still not amazing. It still seems items are like super expensive and the world is a little bit too grindy, at least right now. So if Rockstar were to make those 2 changes regarding the economy, I think things would be a lot better off. So those are the first 2 things. Number 3 today is passive mode. Now, I've said this a couple of times, and I've gotten some responses like, Mr. Boss, it's the wild, wild west. There's no such thing as passive mode. And I disagree with you there. Why should I be punished, or why should anyone be punished for that matter, if they want to go fishing, or they want to just go riding around on their horse, and they don't want to be bothered? I mean, specifically getting back to the fishing aspect, you're completely vulnerable. When you're fishing, you can't sprint. You can't get on your horse. You can't take out weapons. Like, you're basically just a sitting duck. So why should you be punished for doing an activity that you enjoy when there's no opportunity for you to avoid interacting with other players? So I'm not sure how that would work with an activity like hunting, because you would need weapons out to hunt. Maybe they could have a passive mode where you can't interact with other players. I would enjoy that, but you could still use your weapons to interact with the environment, like animals and NPCs. I think Rockstar needs to come up with a nice balance here because I've seen so many occasions of players getting trolled while they're just trying to fish or mind their own business, and that's kind of unfortunate. Now, building off of that, at the number 4 spot today, I feel like that problem could be completely solved altogether if Rockstar were to introduce lobby settings. So I want Rockstar to allow us to have invite-only lobbies, friend lobbies, crew lobbies only. As it stands right now, you're just sort of thrown into the masses with everyone. You don't get to choose who's in your lobby or who can bother you. So I think there needs to be, at a minimum, settings where you can determine who can join, but I'd also like to see some other settings as well. It would be cool if Rockstar sort of gave us like a sandbox mode where maybe our progress wouldn't save, but we would have access to horses and weapons that we might not have in our main game or something like that. So just stuff like that would be pretty cool, or maybe have the option to turn lawmen off so you could do some crazy stunts. I just think little settings like that would be a great addition to the game, and currently there is nothing like that. So hopefully Rockstar do something about that soon. Number 5 today, the connection issues. Now, this is something they have specifically said they are going to be working on, but far too often I will be hunting, I will be collecting pelts and carcasses, and all of a sudden I will get an alert message saying my connection to the game has been stopped due to an error on Rockstar's services. And that's frustrating because you can't really predict or prevent when that sort of thing happens. It just occurs, and it can really ruin the flow of a session, or in my instances, the flow of hunting, and when I spawn back in, I've lost all of those pelts and all of my hard work. So they definitely need to adjust stuff like that. I will say it's been way better than what we had in GTA Online back in 2013, but it's not perfect yet. I think it's going to get there, but as it stands right now, it's something that Rockstar continually needs to keep improving upon. Number 6 today, more things to do in free roam. So as it stands right now, there's not a lot to do in free roam other than hunting and fishing. I want there to be like ambient things that appear in the world. Like, for example, wouldn't it be cool if, every 30, 45, maybe an hour in game, a stagecoach would randomly spawn in the world? And that stagecoach would have valuables on it, gold nuggets, maybe pamphlets, cash, and there'd only be one stagecoach for the entire lobby. And then all the posses in that session would try and ride together and get to the stagecoach first. Not only fighting off the stagecoach guards, but fighting off other people as well, all competing for that treasure on the coach. That would be really cool. I'd like to see ambient events like that, maybe ambient train robberies that you could do, bank robberies that you could get into. Right now, it sort of feels like the towns in the world are almost sort of like afraid to interact with you. And that's something I'd love for Rockstar to change, because it was the total opposite in single player. It's like the world invited you to interact with it. And that was something that was so cool. So definitely seeing an improvement on that would be amazing. Another thing I'd like to see Rockstar do is add more game modes. I think they're going to be doing this soon. I really like the races. I really like the Showdown series, sort of their take on Battle Royale. But I want them to continually add stuff, new game modes, like maybe a gun game or something like that, or maybe one in the chamber. Just fun little variations of games that you could do just to sort of spice things up. Don't get me wrong, I'm still enjoying all the game modes so far, and they seem to be pretty populated whenever I try and join one, but just constantly adding new little game modes would be really fun for us to keep getting every couple of weeks or every couple of months, whatever the case is. I can't believe I'm already saying this, but more things to buy. So I'm sure I could list an infinite number of things that would be really cool, like new weapons or new clothing or new accessories, but the two big ones I want to focus on today. So at the number 8 spot, this first one, properties. So as it stands right now, the camps are kind of worthless. They don't really do anything. I'd love to be able to buy cabins, ranches, farms, whether it's big mansions like the mayor lives in, whether it's normal houses that you build and you just sort of select a plot of land and that's where you build your house in that session. That would be awesome. And it would be cool if those houses could come with really cool features that the camps simply can't provide. So it'd be really neat if Rockstar actually added something like that into the game. More properties that we could purchase. The next thing I'd like to see is vehicles. Now, I'm not talking about like steam-powered cars or anything like that. I think that's a bit unrealistic, but I'd like to see maybe upgrades and wagons for our horses. So one I thought of, for example, would be sort of like a cargo carrying attachment or a wagon. So, for example, let's say you want to go hunting or fishing and you'd like to carry multiple big fish or multiple carcasses at a time. Traditionally, you wouldn't be able to do that. But with a wagon upgrade that you could throw on your horse, maybe that's something you could do where you could store 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carcasses or fish at a time. So upgrades like that would be vastly welcomed, and I would imagine you would just do that in the stable where you could grab them as you wanted to. And this would make hunting and fishing a lot more lucrative, in my opinion. So upgrades like that to the horses, carts, wagons, etc., I think would be amazing. And last but not least today, at the number 10 spot, the ability to remodify our character. Like, I don't know why Rockstar took this big step backwards in Red Dead Redemption 2. We have that in GTA Online, the ability to remodify our character. Why can't we do that now? The reason I want this so badly is because I didn't spend enough time on one of my first few characters, and he just looks super messed up. Like, the proportions of the face I feel are not right. And so every time I get on, I have to look at a character that just kind of makes me go, ooh, a little bit. So I really wish I had the option to remodify them. Hopefully that will be added soon, and I think many, including myself, can speak for the fact that they would love a second chance at redesigning their character. But anyways, that right there is 10 things that I think Rockstar should fix, add, change, or remove from Red Dead Online. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below, though. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.